Hello, my name is Stana. I am the auxiliar de Conversación at Cristóbal Luque Onieva in Priego de Córdoba. I am from Boston, the United States, and before coming here, I studied English literature, language and literature.
My name is Loles Priego, and I work here too in the Cristóbal Luque Onieva. I am a bilingual teacher in the first grade and the second, and I have the pleasure to work with Stana 10 to 10.
I feel very welcomed here by the students. They cheer when I walk into the room. They often say hello to me in the halls. They say hello to me on the street when they recognize me. They are very, very excited to get to know me, and most of them to get to know my language. And I'm very happy to be around them because they make this job very fun, and they're the reason that it feels worthwhile. My relationship with the coordinator in particular at Cristóbal Luque Onieva has been very, very great. Mercedes is wonderful, and she has been so helpful in my transition to living in Spain, not only as a auxiliar, but also as someone living in Priego, because that is a bit of it can be a little difficult sometimes going from one country to another, and everyone in the school has made me feel so welcome. I am so grateful for all the teachers here because they are truly not only very good teachers and very good at their job, but also just some of the most welcoming people I've met in any country, and that has been a very, very special experience here. Some difficulties that I've had at the beginning is getting used to my schedule, as I teach at 2 schools in Priego, getting used to going from one school to the other, but that has just taken some more coordination with the teachers, taking a little extra time at the beginning of the week to check in and make sure I know what I'm doing coming into a school, and getting used to teaching science classes because, like I said, I was an English major in college. I did not take a lot of science classes, but I think it has been making me a better teacher because I have to prepare more for a class.
So to me, I would like to highlight 2 ideas. The first one is we are always in hurry here in education, so we struggle a little bit to find the time to coordinate each other. We use sometimes the playground or a few minutes between classes or at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. So that's something that we try to figure out how, or we use other media like WhatsApp that we said before. And the other point is that some students feel a little bit, uncomfortable or frustrated with somebody who don't speak Spanish and just they need to speak in English. So we try to use support for that, so reinforcing that students are weaker with the language, using visual support or using, mimic or gesture to help those students.
And finding different ways to say the same thing. I try to say whatever I'm trying to say, I try to say 3 different ways to see if one of those is a way more familiar with the students.
Yeah, we try to simplify, the language, even shorter sentences, more dialect for them. So that's what we do. Okay, so about how we're sharing the time in the classroom. I like when Stana do the vocabulary with them because her pronunciation, obviously, and then they can feel exciting because they know she already is her natural language, so that's good for them.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do in a class is to like draw on the blackboard so that they see a picture along with my voice. And sometimes I will like do that while Loles is explaining something in Spanish and I'm writing an English word for them to associate with that. I think that in our classrooms, a lot of our collaboration happens kind of unspoken or not planned necessarily. I think there's a lot of spontaneity in the collaboration, but I really love doing the vocabulary with them, and anytime I can play a game with them to learn vocabulary is my favorite thing.
Yes, we try to fluid the lesson, and we are switching between Spanish and English most of the time because they are in the first grade, so they are little, and we know that it's tighter for them if all the lesson is in English. But you know, Stana uses the games or those visual support to help students to understand what she is talking about, and then they make a relation and connect their brain with the thing that we are already doing in the Spanish lesson, which is related to them. So I think that's a perfect combination for them. So about the atmosphere in the class, I think Stana helps students understand what the language is for and what important is being communicated more than understand everything. So I think that's grateful for them to go into language, not only for English, but also for the rest of the language that they can learn at a certain point.
I think one difficulty that is maybe unique to my position here is I also work at another school, La Virgen de la Carrera in Priego. There's not much we can really do about that, but we try to pack in as much as we can every week. I want to be as helpful as possible whenever I am here. So that means maybe some extra coordination with some teachers. That means planning some of our lessons in advance, and being there for reviews rather than tests. Anything that helps more kids see me. And I think that I struggled most with science classes because I haven't taken a science class in a long time myself. But that just required me to do a little more research before I presented information to the kids. So that made me a better teacher, I think. I hope that my presence teaching the sciences helps them pick up the information more. It's hard to say right now.
Yeah, to me it's kind of the same because I feel that we need more Stana here. And you know, we are already hiring education, and so we need time to sit together, talk about the students. But she's here 1 week, and the another, I don't know exactly, 1 week and then the other. Yeah, and then the other. So that's make inconsistent the process, you know. And then the student asking sometimes what Stana is, and they just make them confused sometimes. But we try to keep this up using what I said before, the WhatsApp and some leader meeting together. But yes, we will be grateful if she spends more time here in the school. So the better thing that Stana is with us inside the classroom is that students realize that language is natural, something that we use as a tool to communicate each other, and sometimes we cannot understand everything, but they can understand the main sense of, or like a whole sense of where she's talking to them. So I think it's grateful for avoiding rejecting and frustration with the language, and then when they grow up and start still learning the language, they can feel more comfortable, but because they realize it takes time, and they can, even if they don't know, they can use other resources and other strategies like the non-verbal action or movement to make understood. I think it's important for the people who come from outside to the country, be patient, because they are not used to the system, and I realize that take time to get used of it. Normally it's different and how the education system works in their country. So at the beginning, it's like with the kids starting to learn a language, it's just listening first, but kind of the same. Be patient. And another thing that I think is really important, they cannot be afraid to tell the teacher what they need, or even suggest activities or the kind of thing that they think they can improve in the classroom. So normally the teachers are open for that. What do you think, Stana?
I completely agree, especially on the patience thing. Be patient with yourself and be patient with the students. I think that it can be hard to see an impact right away, but you might not even see it. It might be years after you leave that something you say clicks in someone. So I think that just do your very best, know your limitations and ask for help when you need it, because you are not going to know how to teach every class and every student, and that's what the teachers are there for. They're there to help you know how to connect with the children if you are struggling with that. So again, be very patient with yourself, very patient with the students, and take one day at a time, and take each day as an opportunity to get even more comfortable in the space that you are in.
Yes, that's what learning is, right? It's when you understand something and then that change your view of the life. So that takes time.
Yeah, exactly.
Siéntate.
El baño está muy mojado.